Hey everyone, happy 2020. This is Mason Zero ASMR, and welcome to my first video of the new year and the new decade. I thought I would take this time to reflect on 2019, because 2019 was a pretty eventful year for me. Probably one of the most eventful, in a good way, that I'll have in a long time. So, this is just going to be a soft-spoken ramble as I talk about what I did this year and some of my goals for the next year or so. So, a big thing to sum up the entire year is that this was the first year that I freelanced completely. I had no full-time job, no 9-to-5, 40-hour a week, whatever. Most of my work was done here, in this chair, at this computer, in my room this year, and it was pretty crazy. The freedom that gave was incredible, and while I didn't make a lot of money this year, I set myself up very nicely for this year. So I'm hopefully gonna make a lot more money this year, definitely be a lot busier. But yeah, this year was all about setting up clients, making good relationships, working my way up to an hourly rate that is more acceptable considering my experience level, and so far, so good. So, working at home, freelancing has been great. It's enabled me to do so many things, like make a video a week for this ASMR channel, and that is super important to me. So, I'm glad that all these other things I've been able to do in the background, investing not just in my career, professional career, but also in all these other things that I enjoy doing without feeling too stressed for time. But of course now there's the money stress, since I didn't make a lot of it this year. But hopefully all that will go away this year as I find more success in all of these jobs that I have. So anyways, now to reflect on 2019 a little more specifically. I actually wrote in a list of all the major moments of the year so I don't forget about them. So we're going to start in January. This was more something that started at the very tail end of 2018, but mostly manifested itself at the beginning of 2019, and that is working with this agency that I am sort of a founding member of. It's a marketing agency based here in Portland, where I live, and there's about 10 of us, and we do story-based marketing and design and stuff like that. And it's come a long way, but that all kind of started kicking off in January. Really, November and December of the year before, 2018, is when we started meeting, but it all started to become much more real. I forget what exactly we did in January, but it was a lot of internal work and slowly searching for clients, but I'll get to some milestones from that later. The other thing in January, I started building computers. I built one kind of for fun. That computer has since been taken apart, and parts have been cannibalized into other things, but that was a great building experience and started me off building a lot more computers since then. So that's January. Started off slow. February, my big achievement was something I did for one of my clients. They run a website where you can list your Discord server, and we made a giant educational course about how to use Discord. So there's a free one on how to use Discord, and there's a paid one on basically how to grow and manage a Discord server. We made a little bit of money. Well, at the end of the day, we probably lost money, but we did make sales of it, and it was a big project. But it felt good to be able to make an online course, and that was pretty cool. I can say I've done that now. Now into March, I got my first custom PC customer. I started posting on the Facebook Marketplace, and I started getting messages. I had my very first customer, built it for this teenager and his dad who wanted a updated gaming PC, and it turned out great. Then I started getting more clients from there. And then in the summer of 2018, I had gotten engaged to my now wife, Sophia. And in March, we had our bachelorette party. It was combined because we share pretty much all the same friends. So it was the weekend of St. Patrick's Day. So we went out to this restaurant, basically. There were 16 of us or something, and we got a table, had dinner and everything, took pictures, and then we went out bar hopping, which was pretty crazy because it was St. Patrick's Day. But it was so much fun, and it was great just to hang out with friends. And then the same client that I created the Discord course for, we started doing some stuff for a game that came out in March called Satisfactory. If you ever played Factorio, it's kind of like that, except it's like a 3D first-person game. I kind of equated it to Subnautica, but factory building, so it's pretty interesting. I was very much addicted to it for a while, but we started creating content around that. We have a Twitter page called Satisfactory News that is, friendly with the actual developers of the game, people behind it. We got a lot of support from them. It's my most successful social media account that I've run for sure. But I did a lot of writing and video work as well for that, and considering how much I played that game while working on it, I would consider that a success. In April, another milestone for my agency, which by the way is called Storify, story-based marketing agency, we went to a trade show, which I thought was a little silly, like going to a physical trade show. Seems kind of old-fashioned, but actually it ended up being a pretty good idea. If anything, it was good practice for talking to potential clients. So several of us, we made a booth, had a fancy thing printed up for that, and got to talk about our company. I don't think we got any clients from it, but we definitely started some conversations, and overall it was just a good experience and made the company feel a little more real. Also that month, I got to see one of my favorite bands of the last few years, a band called Trash Boat. They're a pop-punk band from the UK. They played here in Portland. They were on tour with Movements, Boston Manor, and Drug Church, all of which were great bands, all of which are bands that I listen to and like quite a lot. They're all very solid pop-punk bands. Trash Boat is one of my favorites because they... whereas a lot of bands these days, the vocals are kind of emotionless and dull and whatever, especially in the indie rock scene. They have so much emotion behind their lyrics and singing that I really appreciate. So that was a big moment. Nothing much happened in May, but I had an ASMR video that I was pretty proud of. It was two bros hanging out, and I spent hours and hours and hours on it, and it still didn't turn out that great, but it was there were two of me, and I was masking in Premiere Pro around me as I crossed over myself. It was tough. I'll have that linked at the end if I remember, but that was one I'm proud of that I think is a little underrated. So go check it out if you haven't seen that one. Then I think it was June, but I didn't check. I went to another show. I did not go to very many shows this year. But I saw Coheed and Cambria, which is a band that I have been meaning to see for years and years and years. I have listened to them for, 9 years now, maybe closer to 10, off and on. And, they're not my favorite by any means, but I do quite like them. They played with Mastodon and Every Time I Die, which are also bands that I listened to a little bit, and it was awesome seeing them. Mastodon was playing in its entirety one of their albums, Crack the Sky, I believe, that is... Well, they're not one of my favorite bands. That's not necessarily one of my favorite albums. It's one of my favorite albums as a whole, because the songs kind of flow together, and consistently it's a very good album to listen to in its entirety, even though the individual songs on it aren't necessarily my favorites. It's kind of that way also with Pink Floyd. I don't necessarily like individual Pink Floyd songs that much, but their albums as an entirety I quite like. So Mastodon's Crack the Sky is one of those, and they played it in its entirety, which was really cool. It was the 10-year anniversary of it, and yeah, that was a cool experience to see. In July, I made a video I was pretty proud of for one of my best friends, or my best friend, yes. He has a company where he makes headphones out of reclaimed wood. It's all sustainable and green and all that stuff. He's kind of trying to sell his last stock and move on to the next project. And I made a video for him that turned out really good. I liked it a lot. That was kind of about the story and the history of him working on this project. And I was very happy with it. And then also I got married. On July 20th, 2019. I got married to Sophia, my girlfriend and fiance before that of 6 years, and now we're happily married. And when you take that long to get married and you're best friends and you've lived together for several years, nothing changes. So married life is no different than single or unmarried dating life. Not even like even like, you know, I'm getting ready to do taxes this year. We're not even filing together because our finances are so different. She has a regular 9-to-5 job and, you know, has the mortgage on the house, and I have, you know, 20 different clients and stocks and all this stuff. So it'd just be so confusing. Our finances are so separate that it would be ridiculous to do our taxes together, even though there is, you know, the slight money saving benefit, but it would just be so hard. So we're not going to bother. And then about a week after we got married, well, okay, I don't have too much to say on the wedding, but I could go on for a long time about it. But it was incredibly fun. Everyone who was there said it was the best wedding they'd ever been to. It was just a great party. The food was delicious. One of my friends DJ'd, and he's one of the best DJs in this city, for sure. Like, he knows how to read a crowd like nothing else. Like, you think a DJ is just like, all right, here's my Spotify playlist, I'm going to press play and all that stuff. He did not do that. He was adjusting things, like, between every song. Like, he was working. He was great. If anyone in Portland needs a wedding DJ, hit me up, and I will give you his information, because he is the best. Yeah, everything was great. There were about 40 or 50 people there, and it was so much fun. Anyways, a week later, we went to San Diego for our honeymoon. That was a lot of fun, because it was the first time that we had gone on a vacation together that wasn't to see family or with family or something like that. First time that we got to make our own rules and do what we wanted to do. It was so much fun. We went to the San Diego Zoo, of course, because that is one of the best things to do in San Diego. That was a ton of fun. We spent almost a whole day there just seeing the animals. It's so big. We had a lot of good food. We, spent a lot of time on the beach, of course. We went to Dog Beach, which is just a beach where dogs can roam off leash, and holy crap, it was the best thing ever. I'm not even a dog person, but oh my god, it was great. We went to some good bars, just random, like, hole-in-the-wall places. One place we went to, we struck up a conversation with some dude who was at the bar, and he bought us a round of drinks when we mentioned that we were on our honeymoon. So big props to that guy. He was awesome. It was just an overall good experience. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. What next? In August, I built myself a new PC, kind of. I had a pre-built from Lenovo, which was solid. It had a i7-6700K 4-core processor, GTX 1080 graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM, all that stuff. But I didn't love it. It was pretty big. It was a regular size computer, which is pretty large. And the motherboard was there were some things I didn't love about it. And it didn't have a clear side panel. I wanted something that I could look at. So I built my new computer around the Ryzen 7 3700X processor. Dropped $330 on a processor. But it's partially for work purposes, so I can write it off on my taxes for the percentage that I use it for work. So there's that. And yeah, I'm really happy with my computer for the most part. The one thing I want to do now is upgrade my fans. They're just kind of random fans right now. They're a little loud and not color changing. So I want to get like a $40 set of RGB fans. And then I'll be happy. Still using the GTX 1080, upgraded to 32 gigs of RAM. I just bought recently an 8TB hard drive, so I will never have a storage problem again. I now have about 11 terabytes of space on my computer, and then several more terabytes of backup drives and stuff that are separate. So really happy with my new PC. It's like it renders video twice as fast as my old one, and it has a glass side panel, so it looks pretty decent too. I also just upgraded my power supply. I had kind of a cheap one in there, and now I have one that has black cables and is semi-modular, and I'm very happy with it. Did another thing with Storify, my agency. We did some guerrilla marketing. The president, the guy who started it, who's this kind of wealthier guy, he lived in a house in downtown Portland, and he had a fence behind his house that bordered a very busy road, and he decided that he wanted us to graffiti some guerrilla marketing on there. So a bunch of us went out there one afternoon on a hot August day, and with a bunch of spray paint and paint rollers and stuff, and painted our message on there, and it was really cool. I made a video about it. I made a video for it, I guess, but it was cool. I think it's still there, probably. But yeah, super awesome. I think we got a couple phone calls from it, which is great. I started streaming on Twitch. If you don't know, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mason0Gaming. I try to stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evening. I mostly stick to that. I haven't streamed in several weeks because of Christmas and stuff like that, being really busy. So I'm excited to start streaming this week again. But that's been a ton of fun. I have like 27 followers, I think, and yeah, I know that's not very much, but it's been a lot of fun. It's rewarding when there's a few people in the chat just hanging out and watching. And, I'm playing Fortnite and Apex and stuff anyways, so it's a good excuse to stream while doing it. I think it was around this time, maybe it was a little earlier, started playing Minecraft, and Sophia started playing as well. And then we started playing with our friend Matt, who has been playing Minecraft for a long time. And, we have game nights with him every couple weekends where he comes over here and plays video games with us. Usually we do Fortnite, but for a while we did Minecraft. We built some pretty cool stuff, learned a lot. That game does not tell you anything. I uploaded some Minecraft content onto the channel and all that stuff. But yeah, I can't believe I waited that long to play Minecraft. I didn't realize there was like a survival mode or like a story to it or anything. I thought it was just like fly around and make things out of Legos basically, which sounded kind of boring. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I haven't played it in several months now, but I spent a lot of time in Minecraft. In September, I finally switched to Android from iOS. After 4 iPhones, at the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7, I got a Razer Phone 2, which is an Android phone made by Razer, same company that made my keyboard and the mouse I used to use, and mixed gaming peripherals. They have an awesome gaming phone that has a powerful processor, a bunch of, I think, 8 gigs of RAM, which is crazy for a phone, 120 hertz screen, 2K resolution screen. It has the Razer logo on the back that glows RGB if you want it to, although I have that off. It's pretty big. It's definitely a large phone, but I love it. I have no regrets. I should have switched sooner, honestly. The integrations with Google is awesome. I thought that I would miss a lot of things about the iPhone, but I honestly do not. I'm glad I made the switch. I also started working with a local client here in Portland, freelance client, and the first thing that we did is that I made a video with him that still I'm very proud of. I think it's one of the best videos that I've done, especially since I didn't know what to expect going in. So it's just me and my camera, and then a lot of editing afterwards. And I'm still working with that client. The first few months went super well, and I'm excited to see where that one goes. But it's cool to have a local client that I can meet in person, and that's part of what we're doing, is that I'll come and do video work with them every now and then. Also in September, I crossed over having written 150 blogs for clients. So in my time doing work since 2014-ish, last 5 years, I have written 150 blogs, more now. So that's super cool. It's a cool milestone. Moving into October, one of my best friends came to stay with us for a little while, her and her boyfriend, or now husband, and it was mostly to build her a custom PC for streaming. She streams on Twitch and is great at it, and we also went to Halloween Town, the town where the Disney Channel movie Halloween Town was filmed, because it was around Halloween, and that was fun. I mean, it was kind of underwhelming, but like it was cool to see. There was also a house from Twilight there, which was, I'd never seen the movie and don't plan on it, but it's cool, I guess. But it was a nice drive, if nothing else. It was like an hour away from here. So yeah, that was a fun weekend. We had a lot of good food and drank a lot of good beer as well. Moving into November, I hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and it's crazy. 2 months later, we're almost at 1,100, and I haven't even really uploaded that many videos since then. But thank you all again for 1,000 subscribers. That means a ton to me. I didn't know if we would get to this point, and it's very exciting. I started this channel in 2015, and 4.5 years later, we made it to, actually it was about 4 years at the time, we made it to 1,000 subscribers, and I don't know if I'm monetized yet again. If I'm not yet, then I need to contact YouTube, because they're taking way too long, because that's been in November. It's been over a month now, so I'll have to double check that, because I would like to be monetized. For Thanksgiving, Sophia and I went to Maui, Hawaii, which is where she grew up. We visited her dad, because she had never really had a Thanksgiving with her dad, so we stayed with him for the week, and that was fun. It was a little more relaxing. We had been to Hawaii one time before and done all of the touristy things, so we did a few things this time, but it was mostly more relaxing, which was nice. I wrote a book. I wrote a marketing ebook for a freelance client of mine, and you can buy it on Amazon for $3.99. And I think it's pretty good. It's an intro to marketing book, and I think it is well written and well done, and you should buy it. And then I also started working with one of my favorite clients again, who I've done work for off and on, but now I'm on a little bit more permanently, doing video work and some writing for him. So I'm super excited about that. Like I said, going into 2020, I have some solid clients and work going on. And then December, I started a project building a website for a client in Squarespace, which I've only dabbled in a little bit. And at this moment, it's pretty much done. I am in the final stages, but yeah, this website is really cool. It's turning out nicely. And then for Christmas, we visited my parents for a few days, came home, had Christmas together, which was nice. Our first Christmas together at our home. And then after that, for a few days, we went to Arizona, where a lot of Sophia's family meets up every year. And that was a lot of fun as well. It was pretty relaxing. It was good to be around people. Played a lot of games. And then came back here, and her dad and his girlfriend came back with us and stayed with us for a few days, and we had New Year's Eve together all here, and we went on this river cruise, which was pretty cool. Apparently Portland doesn't do fireworks, so there were no fireworks, but we got to feel fancy being on this river cruise at midnight, so that was cool. Anyways, that is my 2019 in summary. Plenty more happened, but that was, I think, a lot of the good stuff. Oh, also, I forget what month it was. I think it was during the summer sometime, or maybe in the fall. At Storify, we got an office. So we officially have an office in the Portland area. We had it built out to our specifications, and I built a bunch of computers for it, and it's really cool, and I love it. We made a fancy podcast room also, which is super cool. So anyways, that's that. Whew, that was a lot. I'm looking forward to 2020. It's going to be a good year for me in general, for work, for friendship, for this channel, for everything. Thank you guys, all 1,000 plus of you, for being here with me on this journey. A lot of you have been with me for a long time, and I appreciate that. Thank you for listening to my ramble. I hope it was a little bit relaxing and at least entertaining. And I'll see you next week with some regularly scheduled content. I have some great ideas, and I am always hoping to be improving on this channel, so here's to making some solid content this year. See you guys next time, and have a great day. Bye-bye.